Nate Diaz has never been far from the spotlight, even when he hasn't been competing. The Stockton brawler, who hasn't fought inside the UFC Octagon since 2022, is once again making waves with his latest career update. Despite setbacks in his recent boxing venture, including a loss to Jake Paul that many felt damaged his momentum, Diaz is determined to return to active competition and remind the fight world why he remains one of the most recognizable names in combat sports. Speaking to reporters Friday night while attending DBX3, Diaz revealed that his main frustration hasn't been motivation, but rather availability. According to him, the current UFC landscape is saturated with fighters locked into other bouts, leaving him waiting on the sidelines. "Nobody's free, so there ain't nobody to fight," Diaz explained to MMA Junkie. "I want to fight 3 times a year, but everyone is King locked down. So it's a matter of time. I'm trying to fight ASAP." For Diaz, who has built his career on taking high-profile fights at short notice and thriving in the chaos, inactivity feels unnatural. He wants to return sooner rather than later, though he admits no particular opponent has captured his attention. Still, there's one event Diaz is laser-focused on: UFC's planned White House card in July 2026. The groundbreaking event, which UFC President Dana White has teased as one of the biggest in company history, is set to take place on the White House lawn, a never-before-seen spectacle that could redefine combat sports' place in mainstream culture. Diaz, unsurprisingly, is all in. 100%, Diaz said. "That's the most thing I'm looking forward to. And if the UFC wants to sell history, Diaz has the perfect storyline in mind, closing the book on his legendary rivalry with Conor McGregor." Nearly a decade has passed since their first unforgettable clash in March 2016, when Diaz stunned the Irishman with a submission victory. McGregor would avenge that loss in a razor-close rematch 5 months later, leaving the score tied at 1-1. Ever since, fans have been clamoring for a trilogy bout that could settle one of the most iconic rivalries in MMA history. When asked if he still wants that fight, and if the White House card could finally be the stage, Diaz